So I know you've had several years of clinical experience with those with dementia, and I understand there's a range of scenarios that can play out in the area of sexuality and dementia. Can you tell us a little bit more about the range of your patients' experience and how you've seen dementia affect the dynamics of a relationship?
Absolutely. I think most fundamentally, I think that considering that intimacy is probably one of the most sensitive and psychologically complex things that we do, it wouldn't be a surprise that dementia creeping into a relationship is going to have an impact. And most of the time, eventually, people's personalities, the dynamics in a relationship. Let's say somebody's more aggressive in the relationship, or somebody's more dependent in the relationship, somebody's more obsessive in their personality. Those dynamics are in general going to become kind of a caricature of what they were previously. And so as the dementia progresses, let's say somebody who is more of a dependent in nature is likely to become more dependent on the person, which can create a whole new stress in the dynamics and tension between the couple. Beyond that, as the dementia progresses, there can be even more flagrant and sometimes even bizarre symptoms that can occur. I think of a couple situations. One might be a couple that I know of where in the morning they would wake up after having relationships the night before, and after getting up and out of bed and in the bathroom, the wife would suddenly become paranoid, identifying materials and evidence around the bed and the bedroom that the husband had had relationships with somebody, and become quite paranoid, accusing him of having an affair, when in fact she was the one who was having the romantic relationship with. Another situation I can think of is a daughter who's 50 years old who grew up in a somewhat dysfunctional household, and the parents divorced, and she was basically raised by the parents in separate marriages, now with her step-parents. And when I met her, both of the step-parents had died, and both of her real biological parents had acquired dementia, and one of them was hospitalized with us, and she told me the story of how being the caregiver for both of them now, the power of attorney, let's say, both of them being in separate facilities, she was actually bringing them to visit one another, and they were redeveloping a romantic and loving relationship for the first time in her life. And not that anybody would want people to get dementia, but it was pretty fascinating how in this particular case there was actually a golden lining to what the dementia had changed in the relationship and the dynamics of the family.